minutes you go.
It's already done.
Here we go.
So 25.3 is a big chipper. Starts with 5 wall walks, and we've got 50 calories on the row. Then 5 wall walks, 25 deadlifts, 225 and 155 for guys and girls respectively. That's the RX weight, 135 and 85 for scale. And 5 wall walks, 25 cleans, so getting that bar into that front rack position, 135 for guys, 85 for ladies, 95, 65 for scale. 5 wall walks, 25 snatches, so now ground to overhead in one fluid movement. 95, 65 for guys and girls respectively, 65, 45 for scale. 5 wall walks, and then it finishes with a 50 calorie row.
So it is a chipper. It is 20 minutes. Go into it looking and preparing mentally that you're going to be there for 20 minutes.
Right.
That's the easiest thing to do.
If you do finish in under, great.
Yeah, but plan for 20 minutes.
Right.
And so, like, as you get into some of the pacing on this, one of the things that we want you to think about is your total pacing as you go. Whatever move and however you style this, scale or RX, you want to always check in with your breathing and not reaching. And really not reaching until there is either maybe the last calories that you get to, if you're to that place, or if you check the clock and let's say there's 2 minutes to 90 seconds left, then you absolutely go. But not until then. Everything else should be you listening to your breathing and your pacing realistically on that.
Yeah, if you have a 20-minute AMRAP, right, with completely different moves, that's also, just because the time is long, you gotta pace the whole
You're gonna
thing.
ease into that 20
Right.
minutes for sure.
First tip I have is all about the wall walks, because wall walks is, besides that last row, is the big thing that kind of keeps coming back. You want to have those dialed in. So let's go over to the wall here and show
All right.
some technique points here that can help keep you under control. The first thing, if we're doing that RX wall walk, our fingers are going to be on that line, chest is here. The first position you want to go into is called a recovery position. So I'm kind of going onto my knees here, right, stretching out my shoulders, taking that breath. It gives me a chance to collect some oxygen, and then I get my feet on the wall and then start moving my hands. If I'm doing the scaled version, we can kind of do the same thing, right? So we're getting onto our knees. This recovery position is gonna be your best friend. Then get the feet on the wall, hands behind, hands in front, and then back down and rest. Don't be afraid to let the arms rest here, but then quickly getting them back into that position.
Remember that as you come down from all wall walks, especially your last one, lay down.
Lay down. Yep, that's where the rep is.
Lay down. So, wall walk pacing, then immediately after that wall walk is the row. And realistically, the first row is what we all have to absolutely deal with. Some of us may or may not deal with the last row, but we will all have to deal with that first row.
Right.
And that first row, you should approach like a 5K row, right?
That
So
80, 75, 80%
yeah, like
of your.
I know my rowing pace, and I know like my 5K row is gonna be just a little bit under a 2-minute pace. Now we're be looking at calories, so that's not to tell me that, but I want the feeling of a shade under a 2-minute pace, no faster on that, absolutely.
Right.
Because that, if I try to sprint through that, is gonna wreck everything else. Maybe I won't get to it and feel it right away, but deadlift stacked on top of pulling something else from the floor, on top of pulling more things from the floor, that row will haunt me if I go too fast.
And typically when we're going too fast, right, your stroke rate adds up. So what is that? That's more reps.
More reps.
That's more reps on your legs and on your posterior chain. So if you're coming in, right, to this deadlift after going higher than you normally do,
15 seconds. You slow
Right.
down by 15 seconds here.
that's one rest.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
that's one
you brought
rest,
yourself
right?
one rest.
You try to go 15 seconds faster, that's going to be immediately wiped out within 2
Right.
wall walks.
Save the time, pace it smart on the row. Come to my next tip, we've got barbell sets, right? So we've got 3 different barbell moves. And you want to kind of have the plan going into each one of these different moves, right? Our deadlift is the heaviest, but we're also the most fresh. We haven't touched a barbell yet at that point in the workout. So a set that you might want to think about is starting off with a bigger set, right? If you know that you can always get 5 on the 225 or 155 ladies, maybe start with a set of 10 or 8. And then slow down to 5s, 3s, 2s, maybe singles if you got to go there, right?
Yeah.
And then coming to the cleans, steady singles is going to be your best friend because this isn't a lightweight, right? That's more of that moderate. Maybe heavy, right? Weight on that clean. So it's not something that you're going to want to go touch and go on those cleans, right? Catch that, let it drop, next rep. Catch, drop, next rep. Keep that steady, right? Short breaks are gonna be super cool. On the snatches, right now the weight is a lot lighter, and you might be able to start sneaking in some touch and goes, but that is also gonna be the most fatigue point of the workout, right? We've already done 50 pulls from the ground on these two moves right here, and 50 calories, and a ton of wall walks, so the shoulders are tired, right? So on the snatches, right, steady singles are still okay. If you can handle it, maybe go 2s, 3s. If you're a little bit more comfortable on the snatch, touch and go. Yeah, those are some tips on the barbell sets and barbell pacing.
Here we go. Yeah, strap in, have fun.
Last one.
We'll see you on the leaderboard.